We're joined by Chunjuan Nancy Wei on Skype. She's an associate professor of political science at the University of Bridgeport. President Xi making the pledge that China is opening its doors even wider. They signed 18 bilateral agreements. What stands out when you look at this state visit?
Well, this is amid the souring trade war with Washington, and China is looking for more friends to expand its reach into the world and into Europe. This is a very smart move, given the upcoming G20, which is going to be held in Argentina. And traditionally, Spain and Portugal have good relationship, have good influence in the region. That's why it's called Latin America. So to visit both countries, Spain and Portugal, on his way to Argentina, I think it's a good move.
They worked out a deal to export pork products to China. Here in the United States, the state of Iowa had a robust trade of pork products with China, and of course the retaliatory tariffs because of this trade war had an impact on that. There are some predictions that the pork and hog industry will see losses around $776 million in just the state of Iowa alone. I'm wondering if this trade war continues, if countries like Spain can actually benefit, find an opening in the Chinese marketplace.
A number of countries have been benefiting from the U.S.-China trade war. On this list, we've seen that Argentina, Brazil, Spain looks like trying to also take advantage of this opportunity. Also, other countries like Russia have also been benefiting for this. On the other hand, if we look at the situation in the United States, there is a need here to balance our trade with China and also to seek a better deal between the U.S. and Chinese relationships. I see the needs on both sides.
Mm-hmm. And Nancy, do you think that this perhaps gives the Chinese government a little bit more leverage because they are striking these deals with other countries as they enter into this very talked about dinner meeting between President Xi and President Trump on Saturday?
This is probably, yes, I would say so. With these 18 trade deals, Spain and China have a traditional good relationship in terms of trade. For Spain, the main gain from this trade is that it exports about $7 billion to China. But its relationship with the United States is still more important because it exports double that amount. It's about $14 trillion to the United States, only $7 billion to China. So I do see this is a good move for China. On the other hand, Spain is also going to be benefiting from its trade relationship with China. Looks like in the past, the main Chinese exports to Spain is electronic equipment, machinery, clothing, toys, and games. But for Spain, these trade deals could help Spain to reach to the Chinese market, especially its the famous on the legs of the Iberian ham. So this is going to be a product very welcomed by Chinese middle class.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Xi says he wants to deepen relations between these two countries. Where do you see this relationship going moving forward?
For Spain, the most important relationship is still EU and the United States. And I see this Spain has just passed. Spain has a deal called the the Strategic Vision for 2018 to 2020. So during this time, Spain seeks to open up the Asian continent for its own exports and for its reach. Between Spain and China, there are trains that export goods to both sides, from China's Yiwu in Zhejiang province to Madrid. So I think this move will help both countries to forge a closer relationship in the economic area.